Okay, welcome back. And today we're going to work on what we call the Citiscapes project. We're going to make a cool looking city image using shapes in Photoshop. So here I've got my different city images. I'm going to start today doing the Miami image. I'm going to drag this down. I'm just going to drop it right on my CS6 icon. You see it opens up. Here's my image of part of the beachfront here of Miami. We're going to use the Shapes tool to simulate the shapes of some of these buildings. But you know what? The first thing I want is I want to make a background. So I'm going to go right down here and just add a quick layer. I'm actually going to make my workspace a little bigger for you. And then I'm going to cover this layer with a gradient. I'm going to click the gradient tool. Actually, that's the shape tool. Sorry. I want under the paint bucket. There it is. Now, I want this purple to light purple gradient. So I'm going to grab this. But then when I actually click in the middle, if I double click inside, I can change the points. So what I want is this is going to be this purple color, and then this white one. I click there. I'm going to grab this lighter pink, like so. So you can see here, now I've got that gradient, just like the skyline. So I'm going to click OK. And now on this layer, which I'm going to go ahead and name Sky, and now I can draw that sky background kind of like so. Now I'm going to come back to this later, but we're going to lower, actually, yeah, we can lower the opacity on that layer so we can see through it. For the sake of this project, we could actually just turn it off. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to make my shapes. So I'm going to go over here to my shape tool. And I'm going to start with a rectangle. And I'm going to do this middle part of the building right here. So up here at the top in CS6, I'm going to grab my fill color. I want to make sure I grab this dark purple. So I click this kind of rainbowy looking thing here. I'm going to have to move a bit. And you see I get this eyedropper, and I'm just going to grab that. Boy, that's almost black, isn't it? I want it a little lighter. That'll work. And I click OK. And now that's going to be the color of my square. Now I'm just going to get as close as I can. It's not going to be perfect at first. I'm going to draw my square out. I'm going to kind of cover about this much. So there's my purple square. Now what I want to do is I'm going to click the Move tool here. And then I want to hold the Command key so I get that white arrow, and I'm going to click that corner. Now what I can do is I can actually do a Command click or a right click inside the square, and I'm going to go here to Skew. And now what I can do is grab this corner and I'm going to drag it up so it meets that edge. See that? What that does is it gives my square that sort of 3D look. And then I hit the checkbox. Boom. So let's do another one. Now I'll try and do this middle part of the building here. So I'll go back to my square. And assuming, make sure it says shape right here, because what it'll do is it'll create a new layer every time you draw a new shape. I'm going to change my color again. Boom. And now I want this purple right here. Okay. Oop, I changed the other color. Oh, what have I done? You can change that back by doing that. Now, oh, I see, because I had selected the rectangle layer. Don't select the rectangle layer. Let's try that again. I want this color. Okay. And now I can draw my new square. I'm going to go right about here. And come down to about where that one leaves off, like so. And now I can do this same thing. I'm going to go in here. There's my rectangle. I'm going to come in, click. I might be able to do it like this. This is going to warp. I'm going to right click and skew. And I want to skew this one down a little bit, kind of like so. I actually want to move it over just a hair. I made it a little small, but it'll work. And then I hit the check. I'm ready to go. Now you'll see when I turn on my sky layer that what I'm starting to build here is almost, look, it almost looks like a three-dimensional building. So what you want to do is go through and you're going to continue building with shapes and using the Skew tool to try and put in as many of these buildings as possible. Don't forget, try and do the reflections, things like that. Let me find here a finished example to show you. This is of the, here's a Los Angeles, okay. This, however, is probably the best one of the Toronto image, and I even did a blur tool underneath. This is a better example of a finished product. Okay? So, continue working. Don't forget to make your shapes. Use the Skew tool. Do the city you like. Have fun with it.